Hello there, viewers. Can you hear me? Today, my internet speed is very slow. That is why I'm getting disconnected again and again. Can you hear me? Thank you, Ganath Kase, for responding with yes, three news stories. Let me quickly share a summary with you. Then I'll start speaking on that because internet speed is creating problems for me today. Uh, Firstly, Hemedti is in Addis Ababa, the RSF chief. How is he being welcomed? Ethiopian Prime Minister spoke. He shared a social media message a few hours ago about the arrival of Hemedti. What did he say? Is Hemedti being warmly welcomed in Addis Ababa? What is the agenda of this visit? Secondly, Fano in Addis Ababa, a movement has emerged in Addis Ababa, which displayed a banner close to a prosperity party office this morning in Addis Ababa. Thirdly, Oromo Liberation Army operating very close to Addis Ababa, the capital, reportedly attack on a cement factory by the Oromo Liberation Army a few hours ago to the west of Addis Ababa. OLA's attacks on the rise, both to the east and west of Addis Ababa. Details for you in this video. It is difficult for me to connect today through my laptop, so that is why I cannot read the names of all the people who have joined this live chat session, but I saw AZ King, one of my regular viewers and channel participant. Secondly, Tekim Tafira was there too. General Komsa can be seen here. I wish I could welcome all of you, but tomorrow I'll resume my practice of welcoming all the viewers. Warm welcome to you, to all of you. I would request you please write brief comments and questions will be written, because if you write more, it would be difficult for me to read all the comments and questions. Let me try my laptop. If I'm able to connect, then I'll be able to uh, read all your comments and questions. Let me try once. If it does not work, then I'll start speaking on these four developments, which all four three developments rather, all three very important developments. Iranian Post is asking about ties between RSF and Ethiopia. Yes, important topic. What does Hemedti want from this visit? For Ethiopia in this visit or not? Let's see. This visit is very crucial, by the way, viewers. At least Ethiopia is relevant, at least when it comes to regional conflicts, regional reach. Ethiopia is relevant to the extent of Sudan, but at least Ethiopia is being seen as a regional player through the visit of Hamdan Dagalo. Waterfall says Finfine will be capital of Oromia country. Interesting. By the way, Oromia country is not stated goal of Oromo Liberation Army. OLA never said that it wanted a separate Oromia country. But people in Oromia, maybe some groups, I wouldn't say all, some groups in Oromia, they want a separate country, like some groups in Tigray wanted a separate country. It did not happen. My laptop connected. Now I can see those who have joined. Some names, not all of them. Iranian Post, 120 million winners. Tekim Tafira, Yini Musica, Trustworthy, Nahom Architects, Ablel Yibra, Morcos 7720, Zilalam, Tamasgan, Fiyisa, Abdullah, Jimalo, Speed 5, Mimi, ZD, Gatnat Kase, AZ King, Araya, Voldekedan, Ilyas, Milkias, and we have then one day McGagan Emmanuel, a regular participant, relatively a new name, but I see him in these live chats now regular. Tiabu Mangisha, too, regular viewer. TRVINC, Irmia Sabdisa, Tadase, Tolara. Says Sajid Fano in Addis. This is a dream, sir. Okay, I'll speak on that. YSL to Malice Mesgab, Waterfall, a name in Amharic, General Komsa, Yemaskan, Exaber, Drum, Dejan, Allahu Akbar is the name of one of yours. Caddy fan, peace and love, empty, back foot, Allahu Akbar, question. Now, let me start, viewers. Thank you for joining. Thank you for patiently staying with me because internet speed is slow today. Hussein Ibu has joined too. Yemaskan says, Sajid, the difference between Fano and OLA is that OLA has been doing this since 1960s and Fano in 8 months, and Amharas will be led by Fano pretty soon. Let's see. To the mood, crypto says Fano. Okay, let me start. Firstly, Hemedti is in Ethiopia, the RSF chief. The man in a stronger position now in Sudan is Hemedti, not Al Burhan. Hemedti in control of gold mines too, in control of borders with some countries like Central African Republic, like sorry, Chad, to some extent South Sudan, and he might try to connect with Ethiopia as well. I don't think any regional neighbor can neglect Hemedti now. Hemedti is leading RSF, which is a force to reckon with. He was warmly welcomed. Sorry, he was warmly welcomed in Uganda. He met with Yoweri Museveni there last night, and then today he arrived in the capital city of Ethiopia. Who welcomed him? Abiy did not welcome him. I remember when last year Hamdan Dagalo visited Ethiopia. I think Abiy went to the airport to welcome Hamdan Dagalo. I remember. Correct me if I'm wrong. I think Abiy went to the airport. And back then, Abiy used the word like friend, brother for Hamdan Dagalo last year when there was no war. And Hemedti visited Ethiopia back then. This time, Abiy sent the deputy prime minister, Damak Mekon. By the way, a few days ago, I heard rumors about Damak. People connected me, said, Sajid, you are not covering an important issue. Damak Mekonnen is not on good terms with the prime minister. He has defected. He's nowhere to be seen. But today he was there to be seen with Hemedti. We heard similar rumors about Saleh Workzeda, the president, but later we saw that she did not seek asylum. I only confirmed the fleeing of Minister of Peace, and that has been confirmed now. So all types of rumors are spread sometimes, and people become part of spreading these rumors unknowingly. So Abiy sent Damak Mekonnen, the prime minister, to Bole airport, who welcomed Hemedti. What does it mean? And then Abiy shared a very formal, cold social media message about Hemedti's visit. He said that Muhammad Hamdan Dagalo is in Ethiopia with his delegation. He did not say my brother, my friend, Janel, etc. Nothing. Very cold, just a brief message from Abiy. Why? Does it mean that Abiy is not on good terms with Hemedti? Abiy not happy with RSF? Or does it mean that maybe Abiy is hiding his true intentions? He does not want to be seen as pro RSF, while people say Ethiopia is pro RSF, as UAE is operating in support of RSF, and UAE is Mohammed bin Zayed, and Ethiopia and Abiy are very close friends. Abiy always calls Mohammed bin Zayed as his brother. So everyone can see the link between UAE and RSF and maybe Ethiopia in the loop as well. But Abiy does not want to be seen very excited about Hamdan Dagalo's visit. That is why his message about Hamdan Dagalo's visit was very formal, very cold message. But Hamdan Dagalo's visit of Addis Ababa indicates that perhaps in the region, the most important country for RSF is Ethiopia. Why did he go to Uganda first? Because Yoweri Museveni can play the role of a mediator. That is why I think. And the meeting was scheduled to be held there. Hemedti did not turn up. So I think he went there to talk to Yoweri, because Yoweri is a senior leader. I think he played a role when Sudan split years ago. So he can be relevant. But for RSF in this region, the country which matters most, I think, is Ethiopia. Chad as well, but Ethiopia, because keeping in view the pressure on UAE to stop support for rapid support forces, maybe Ethiopia will be used as a proxy by the UAE to support RSF. And keeping in view RSF's advance towards the Blue Nile state and Gedaref state, Ethiopian role is crucial. So his visit, he chose Ethiopia as the first country to visit. He could have visited Eritrea, Egypt, South Sudan, Chad, the Central African Republic, Libya, all neighbors. But he chose Ethiopia to visit first. That just shows his priority. When Burhan started regional visits, where did he start from? His visits started from, I think, Egypt. In neighboring countries, I think he visited Egypt first, Eritrea, South Sudan. He visited Ethiopia at the end. So that is show the priorities of the two leaders. Abiy has shown to Sudan, to Egypt, to Eritrea, through this Dagalo's visit, that Ethiopia is relevant in Sudan. If Eritrea takes a position, if Egypt takes a position in Sudan to intervene, directly or indirectly, Ethiopia should not be put out of equation. Ethiopia is there. Very strong message, I think. And very strong message from Hemedti that Ethiopia matters a lot for the rapid support forces. I think Hemedti wants to consult his allies before reaching an agreement with Burhan. Burhan Hemedti upcoming meeting could be crucial. I think date has not been announced. It was planned for Thursday, but it has been postponed now. And new date could be the next week. So maybe before Dagalo wants to reach some understanding with Al-Burhan about ceasefire, about future of Sudan, he wants to consult those who matter for him, his allies, Ethiopia. And I would be surprised if I came to know that some UAE officials met with Hamdan Dagalo in Ethiopia. But Ethiopia is the ideal place for such meetings. Hamdan Dagalo cannot directly visit the UAE, keeping in view international pressure on UAE that UAE is backing RSF. But an ideal location for RSF leader to meet with UAE diplomats would be Chad or Ethiopia. So maybe in Ethiopia, UAE officials meet with Hemedti too. That is how I understand this visit. If you have any other points, you can add, and I'll read your comments. Comsa says Demake Mekonnen is a skilled statesman. That is why he was sent to welcome Hemedti. We love turning a positive thing for Ethiopia into a negative misinterpretation. Come on, I am not saying that sending of Demake is a negative thing. I am just refuting rumors that it was being rumored that Demake was not on good terms with Ethiopian Prime Minister PM Abiy. I'm saying all that was propaganda. Uh, and last year, Abiy welcomed Hemedti. This time, Demake was sent. Why? Abiy does not want to be seen as ally of rapid support. And I don't know which type of statesman Demake is. What has he achieved so far as a statesman? I know the man has this gift of having ties, forging ties with those who are in power in Ethiopia. He worked with EPRDF too. Now he's with Prosperity Party. That is what he does, by the way. I don't know about his international statesmanship, what he has achieved for Ethiopia. If you have anything to say, please share. 120 ml winner says General Comsa Demake is as experienced as you are. A general. Come on. Comsa, Comsa, Muni, Valley of Law, we miss these people. They're very blunt. We love them. No matter what they say, we don't agree with some of their views, but we miss them because they speak their minds. That is what I like about them. They're very blunt, very open, and they're not hypocrites. Mooney is not here today, by the way. Where is Mooney? I'm missing him. Mooney is an innocent soul, by the way. And he was not happy with me because I asked Mooney in last night's live chat that he should not donate so much money. He was donating $100 in one live chat. I requested him not to donate. And he said, Sajid, what are you doing? I support you. I love your work. $100 donation is nothing for me. But you rejected the donation as if I am on some mission to sponsor you, on some mission to bribe you. Well, I never meant that to Mooney. I hope he's listening or he will listen later. Mooney is a very innocent soul, criticizes me a lot, but I know that internally he's a very he's a man, a very agreeable man. I don't know why he got this impression. He has no agenda to influence me. People know me, by the way. Viewers know me that they cannot influence the content of my views and news. They can only talk to me. Through their talk, they can convince me. And maybe they can influence, because obviously when people talk to you and their viewpoint is interesting and convincing, you follow it. You can convince me through logic, through discussion. You can influence me this way, but by donations, no one can influence me. And I know what Mooney was doing. It was in good spirit with good intention. So I respect him. Bilal Moche Asaya says, hi, boss. Hi, brother. Iskahun says, Mooney may be Abiy Ahmed. Yemdos, Abiy will advise to Hemedti to continue fighting. A very important point. Let's see what Abiy uh, tells Hemedti. 120 ml winner says, Sajid, don't mind these people. You just mind your business. You're doing great. Thank you, 120 ml winners. But if viewers are mistaken, then I try to correct. Bermuda's comment. Bermuda says RSF is a magic bullet. Ethiopia needs to keep in power in Khartoum. He will disturb the Nile equation, the Red Sea equation, and the Fano equation. Clearly, Hemedti is the golden goose. Interesting points, by the way, that Hemedti could be an asset for Ethiopia. Keeping in view Burhan, uh, Afwerki, Al Sisi alliance. So Hemedti could disturb this alliance. Yes, that is why we say that Hemedti is very close to Ethiopian PM, Ethiopian government. Abiy does not want to be seen as his ally. Otherwise, we know that Hemedti is seen as an asset by Ethiopian government now. Alam Gizao says you should use the $100 to pay the Pakistani tax and upgrade your setup. Well, I cannot upgrade my setup because I am on the move mostly. And only problem is how to set up green screen, to change background. Already I'm very busy making of 3 videos a day. It's not easy. It takes time. And then I'm traveling as well. So how to carry all the equipment with me, it's an issue as well. But I am a taxpayer, by the way. For years, I've been a taxpayer. Umar Muhammad has joined. Hi, Umar. I remember one Umar from afar helped me a lot in the coverage when in the coverage of war between Tigray and other regional forces and federal forces. The man had good connections, and he used to tell me that Sajid, afar people, some don't know English, and they come to us. They say, "Could you translate Sajid's videos?" And he used to contact me. He was a very valuable asset when I covered the war, especially developments in Afar. James Bond says, keep it up. Thank you, James Bond. Extreme Ethiopia. Hello. We could see the alliance in many aspects, including the Nile dispute, Egypt intervention in Ethiopia, and Ethiopia access. Yeah, I agree. I agree. Maldini Paolo, Olaf were put on this flag before days until ENDF came change in Sabita. One correction I want to make about Ola, I said this morning that Ola cut off Addis Ababa to Hawassa Road. Addis Ababa to Hawassa Road was cut off by Ola 2 days ago when they attacked Dukem, which is, I think, on this road. But last night they cut off Addis Ababa to Jima Road, I think. To the west of Addis Ababa, they carried out the attack and the road was blocked. They set several vehicles on fire. They're carrying out attacks both to the east and west of Addis Ababa. Getnet Sigai says, we respect you so long. Thank you, Getnet. Samuel Falek says, greetings, I am late. No, you're not late. We just talked about a massive visit of Ethiopia. Abiy has shared a very formal message to welcome Hemedti. He does not want to be seen as a supporter, an ally of rapid support forces. Louis Barton says, I am a Jamaican African. We in Jamaica have a special regard for Ethiopia. The fighting between the different grouping causes despair for African unity. What are your views on African unity? Uh, Good to hear that people in Jamaica are concerned about situation in Ethiopia. Yes, I agree that the conflicts in Ethiopia should come to an end. Ethiopian reach uh, is in danger. Ethiopia had regional reach, international reach to some extent as well, but due to the conflicts, Ethiopia has lost its regional reach. People in Jamaica worried, diaspora in Europe, in US worried. And all these people want peace, prosperity, development in Ethiopia. They want, why don't they return from Europe, US? Because they don't see the US, Europe like system in Ethiopia. They want to see the same democratic values in Ethiopia. So a lot needs to happen, but who will do that? Bay William, most of your sources are Ethiopian government officials. Government officials wanted to spread their agenda, and you keep reporting simply government propaganda. You trust government propaganda. Come on. Yesterday, I was being accused that I was relying solely on Fano sources. And today, you are accusing me of relying on government sources. Tomorrow, I'll be accused of relying on OLA sources. Boni Tube says, Sajid, what if Volkaid Fano enter Sudan and help Al Burhan, and in return they may get good weapons which Fano use in Gujum, Wolo, and Shoa? What are Volkaid Fanos by? Volkaid Fano, Volkaid militias are under Damascus. It's not that Massafint is operating there or other Fano groups from North Gundar are operating there. No. Main groups in Volkayet, militias are under Damascus Zadu. Damascus Zadu is only interested in this armed resistance movement to the extent of Volkayet. He only wants to be in control of Volkayet. He has not done anything in support of Fano groups so far. I don't think that Damascus Zadu would make such a move. Skahun says, you work for the highest bidder. Yes, I work for the highest bidder. And the highest bidder is the one who watches me. The viewers, their comments, their appreciation. That is what matters for me. Not those who want to have influence in content selection on my views and views. Now, let me come to the second development views, which is from Addis Ababa, Ethiopian capital. And a group has emerged in the capital city. We don't know how strong this group is. Obviously, the group has backing of Fano. Name of this group is Addis Ababa Social Movement, AMAN. Addis Ababa social movement today displayed a banner in the capital city, Addis Ababa. And the banner was obviously in support of Fano, with Fano written on it. The banner was displayed very close to Prosperity Party office, Ministry of Education office. And then this group's representative, spokesperson, was taken for interview by a news outlet. Whether he is one man or he represents a group, it's not clear, but he claimed responsibility that he is the one, that Addis Ababa social movement is behind the displaying of this banner. A few days ago, if you remember, some pamphlets were distributed. They were spread rather in Addis Ababa, pamphlets in support of Fano. Before that, we saw some wall chalking in Addis Ababa in support of Fano. So, does this group have any real presence in Addis Ababa? We'll see. At least this development shows that there are people, there are groups in the capital city which could be used by Fano. And this development indicates that maybe coming days could be hard for Amhara's living. And why? Because Amharas will be mistrusted by the government. Government will try to identify the people. Addis Ababa social movement people, who are they? They're displaying banners in support of Fano, they could take up arms as well. So government will try to locate them, will try to identify them. It could lead to large-scale arrest campaign or monitoring surveillance of Amhara community. So if this group does not have any real presence in Addis Ababa, its claim of being a movement would be problematic for Amhara people living in Addis Ababa. Fano does have support in Addis Ababa, but Addis Ababa people are not in a position to voice their support for Fano. Why? Because obviously if they do that, they will be behind the bars. People have sympathy for Fano, and if Fano somehow managed to reach capital, Fano will find support here. Sandro says, watching from the US, I appreciate your impartiality and your efforts on finding verification. Thank you, Sandro. MT says, Damake will be removed soon. Trustworthy says, don't worry, it is not more than a paper tiger. Not a paper tiger, by the way. They did something. They displayed a banner. They made this banner. They displayed it. And then they claimed responsibility for that. So don't say they are just paper tigers. Bachagarbi's suggestion is important about Western Tigray. He says, if we make Western Tigray special zone in Amhara, as TPL did to Oromo, Wollo, can it solve Western Tigray dispute? It will never solve this dispute, obviously. H. Birhan is asking about a correction. Correction of what? You're talking about Eritrea, that Pretoria deal was supported by Eritrea. Yes, it was supported by Eritrea. Eritrea is not happy with implementation of the deal. Eritrea was hoping that through Pretoria, TPLF would be dismantled, TDF would be dismantled, disarmed. It has not happened. Problem is implementation, I think. Zemzem is asking about attack by Ola near Sabita when they burnt cars. What was the reason behind that? What was the target? Well, Ola showed its presence there. H. Birhane says, you are stubborn. Well, I share my point of view with you. Why do you want me to agree to your point of view? Idane Birhane, Sajid, go check PIA interview during the deal. What did PIA say during the interview? Did he oppose Pretoria? I have not seen a single statement from Eritrean government rejecting Pretoria. Eritrea accepted Pretoria. Maybe Eritrea was not very excited, but it accepted. Uh, because the terms Pretoria, when Pretoria was signed, it was basically a deal of capitulation. EPLF, TDF basically agreed to surrender, laid on arms. It was a deal of surrender, but it was not implemented. Let me speak a little about the Oromo Liberation Army before we end this live chat session. OLA's attacks are on the rise to the east and west of Addis Ababa, the capital. In Shaggar city, they are carrying out attacks, and in West Shewa as well, to the west of Addis Ababa. They carried out an attack on a cement factory in West Shewa, which is, I think, Mugger Cement Factory. It was confirmed to me a few hours ago that OLA fighters stormed the cement factory in West Shewa. And secondly, intense clashes went on for hours in Abunaginda Barat. Bunaginda Barat is again in West Shewa. West Shewa was never a stronghold of Oromo Liberation Army. OLA was mainly based in Valaga. But over the years, OLA has managed to advance towards central Oromia, towards West Shewa. And then, obviously, next target is Addis Ababa. And whenever in the past, OLA managed to advance from Valaga towards Central Oromia, towards West Shewa, towards outskirts of Addis Ababa, Ethiopian military would launch big offensives to push OLA back towards Valaga. Now, what is happening? OLA is carrying out attacks across Oromia region. We are seeing that the fighting is being reported between OLA and government forces in Valaga, in West Shewa, in East Shewa, in North Shewa, in southern Oromian too, in Guji, RC, Hararge, and it seems as if OLA is all over the Oromia region. Obviously, spread. OLA has a good organizational structure, which Fano does not have, by the way. OLA has a central setup, and somehow this central setup has been surviving the onslaughts, the offensives. Meetings are held in Valaga, presided over by Komsa Dereba Jalmaro. When such meetings are held, OLA commanders from across Oromia arrive in Valaga. And these are face-to-face meetings. Commanders arrive there. So OLA has been tested. It has managed to survive. It has the capability to carry out attacks in different parts of Oromia. But still, one question is, can OLA reach Addis Ababa despite fighting for years? OLA could not gain a foothold in the capital to be relevant, to be a force to reckon with in the capital city. Extreme Ethiopia said, do you see Ethiopia Eritrea war over Red Sea in the future? I don't know about future, but no war imminent. Michael SF says, seems to me it's a peaceful political movement resistance in the capital than an armed support. Well, any movement in support of Fano in Addis Ababa won't be seen as a peaceful protest movement. Fano's struggle is armed struggle. If anyone supports Fano, it means that he or she is in support of armed struggle. Diggo is saying something. Is he talking to me? Peace and Love says, sorry, Mr. Sajid, Isaias was not happy with Pretoria deal. When did Isaias show his dissatisfaction with Pretoria? When did he reject Pretoria? Pretoria was a deal of capitulation. I always say that. When I said that and when it was signed, I was criticized by Tigray people, Tigray, TPLF, KDF members. They said, Sajid, you are working against TPLF. You're working for Eritrea. That was definitely a deal of capitulation. Eritrea accepted the deal, hoping that through this deal, TDF would lay down arms, it would surrender, and maybe TPLF might not return. But the deal not implemented. And in statements from Eritrea after that, Eritrea always raised question about implementation. Crystal Pittman says, do you think Ethiopia is going to destroy itself? It seems they take one step forward and two steps backwards. Well, several analysts are building this scenario that Ethiopia is going to disintegrate. It's going to split. It's going to break up. I did a video on that a few days ago. I shared my analysis with you. Ethiopia has been through lots of conflicts, lots of issues in the past too. I don't say disintegration. Yemaskan says, Sajid, do you know that you're well known in Addis Ababa? My cousin said he watches your news almost daily. Love for your cousin from me. Well, people are commenting about Isaias, Pretoria. Ideally, complete elimination of TPLF was what Eritrea wanted. But maybe Eritrea realized too that it would take years. Eritrea was fighting for 2 years. When Pretoria was negotiated, I think Eritrea accepted it, that at least TDF is going to be disbanded, and already a lot has happened in Tigray. Tigray would take decades to rebuild itself. Eritrea remained silent. I did not see any statement from Eritrea condemning Pretoria. rejecting Pretoria. Entire world was behind Pretoria, by the way. So that is why Eritrea stayed silent. It did not condemn Pretoria. It hoped that the deal would be implemented. And then we saw statements from Eritrean government, several, raising questions about implementation. Still, Eritrean government maintains that Pretoria is not being implemented. John Joe says, hello, brother. Hello, John Joe. Bachagarbi is raising a very important point, saying, do you think that ordinary Ethiopian militaries are happy with what they're doing through, what they're going through, ill-trained, then captured by the side and forgotten or denied by their commanders? Yes, very important points. That is why they are captured, by the way. Morale is an issue. And Ethiopia needs to have a military which does not have any ethnic loyalty towards any group, a military which is cohesive, which can bind the country together. And it would take years, by the way, to uh, build such an entity. Yamaskin says, Sajid, next month I'm going to Ethiopia for a wedding. What should I bring for you? Information. If you find anything there which is important, do share with me. Here's 51 minutes have passed. We covered three topics in this live chat. One was about the emergence of a group in the capital city, Ethiopian capital, Addis Ababa. Social Movement is the name of the group. The group displayed a banner this morning in the capital city. The group was behind distribution of pamphlet, distribution of flyers in the capital a few days ago. It's a new development. Let's see. Can this group expand its activities? Is it going to be hunted down by security forces? That we'll see. Secondly, OLA is intensifying its activities close to the capital. It carried out an attack on a cement factory in West Shewa today. Thirdly, Hamdan Dagalo is in Ethiopia. Abiy trying to look very formal about Hamdan Dagalo, but internally he is very excited. Let's see what this meeting between Hamdan and Abiy leads to. Hamdan Dagalo might be considering signing of a deal, reaching an understanding with Burhan, but before that, he wants to consult his allies. Thank you for watching this live chat session. As always, it was good to be with you. Internet speed was slow, so we had some hiccups at the start of this live chat, then it got better. See you again in the next live chat session or tomorrow. Stay blessed. Bye bye.